Hey guys, Dennis here, Muddy Water Search and Recovery. And I was sitting here thinking, and I have a question that I would really appreciate your feedback on. We've talked about several of the experiments we're going to be doing and filming our efforts with you guys. And we're doing this in hopes that the data we collect through these helps us when it comes to narrowing down the locations that a missing loved one could be. For example, we've spoken about doing the experiment on the rivers where we use some type of flotating device that will not raise alarm if it's seen floating down the river. We don't want anybody to mistake it as a person. That could lead to all kinds of issues. But we want to do something like this with a tracker on it to track, how far down something's going to go, the time frame, the distance, the directions, different, every little piece of information we can find off of that. That particular experiment, we know 100% it's not going to be scientifically detailed and scientifically accurate, but we feel it will be enough to give us a basic idea to go off of. That's one of multiple experiments we want to do. Another one has to do with ice, the breaking point of ice, how fast ice, if you put a hole in the ice, how quick is that going to refreeze? A lot of data that's going to come from that particular experiment or group of experiments. We still want to get a vehicle. We want to submerge it in a pond. We want to bury it. We want to run this vehicle through every situation a vehicle can go through and collect as much data as possible. Just so everybody's aware, before we would put a vehicle in the water or underground, all of the fluids would be drained out of it, and it would be environmentally safe because in the water underground, it is not going to stay there just long enough for us to collect data on. So I do want everyone to be aware of that we are going to take all necessary steps. With the vehicle going in the pond, there is another, I won't say experiment. This will be more teaching, but we will be going down in the vehicle into the pond in a very controlled submersing this and using a window breaker, breaking the window. We will have stuff in place to catch the glass and then escaping out of the vehicle. Dive gear will be used. We'll go into all the specifics at a later date. There will be divers on hand. There will be a wrecker on hand that is already attached to the vehicle. The vehicle will be pulled into the water initially by heavy machinery. We will have medics on hand as well, taking all safety precautions. But that will be a standalone video that we bring out to you guys. And we have been asked to do this by another organization that promotes safety and other things that we will get into at a later date as well. But there are several other experiments we are lining up to do that we feel is really going to help us when it comes to narrowing down where a vehicle or where a person may be. So I wanted to ask you guys, do you have any idea of things like this that we can do, that we can gather data on that may help us in determining, where a vehicle went, what may have happened to a vehicle or a person or a barrel? There's experiments coming up with barrels. Anything that may have to do with a missing person's case. We want to gather as much data as possible. So if you had any ideas, any experiments we could run, please let us know. We can get that to our list. We can discuss it as a team and we can work together to figure out the best way to do that. I'm going to use Mac Randall Jr. as an example here. Mac, really good guy. He's been following our channel since the very, very early days of this. Very appreciative of him. But let's say that Mac Randall Jr. contacts me and says, hey, Dennis, I think it would be a good idea if you guys do an experiment with this. You know, I'm going to let the team know. We're going to work on putting this together. I will keep Mac Randall Jr. up to date every step of the way on what we're doing. When it comes to any data and any results of that, you know, Mac's going to be the first person outside of our team to know. He would be invited to come in if he's in the area to even assist with the experiment. So we're going to keep you up to date on everything. And then once that person is up to date, we will be coming live with you guys and going over the data. First, we would show the video of the experiment. Then we would come live and we would discuss the data, what we found. And with that, we would invite Mac Randall Jr. to come on live with us that night and join us in that discussion. Yes, I feel the data is going to be a huge help for our team, but we are hoping that this data helps other teams that are out there doing this as well. Any other team out there that is looking for missing loved ones, as we start getting this data come in, if they would like a copy of that data, we would be more than happy to provide them a copy. Anything we can do that's going to help bring missing loved ones home. If any other team out there wants to participate in some of these experiments, please get a hold of me and we will definitely work at getting that scheduled in. And I mean, we're willing to work with anybody if that means a better chance of bringing a missing loved one home. Ultimately, that is what we are all here for, is to help the families find answers and help bring their loved ones home. So guys, if you have any ideas, please reach out to me. Let me know. My personal cell phone number and email address is down in the video description. Please reach out. Let me know. Till next time, you guys stay safe. We will see you guys.